Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vincent Beckham. Today is March 4th, 2026. Yeah, right now it's the evening. Tom and Katie and I, we are at the studio. So I'm just going to make a 10 minutes video trying to tell you guys about second mission. Yeah, make it short. So second mission basically, after I come back home from a discharge of first mission, so I've been prescribed a bunch of heavy meds, and I was on a voluntary status at the time. Yeah, and I remember my from first admission, my nurse Jessica, she's a sweet girl, she's very helpful, and she's listening. You know, you can feel that the energy. She is really nice nurse. I mean, like very compassionate, very empath. And you can feel the empathy from her, like when you talk to her, and she also been very helpful. And there's another nurse I remember was Sabrina. She had a dog and her 2 years old birthday that time, I remember. And anyway, so when during the middle of stay, I think Sabrina brought the paperwork for me to sign that I've been turned to the volunteer status. Back then, I didn't really ask too much about what's the difference in voluntary and voluntary, because the psychiatrist found nothing wrong with me. I behaved very normal during the first admission, and I never behaved psychotically. I never had those withdrawal symptoms, and before that, my drug history was all clean. I didn't have any issue there. Only thing they found is my heart beat. I have some heart issues. So that's why they keep me there for monitoring for a longer time, and also they detect I have the syphilis, but it wasn't having any symptoms. The no, what's the symptomatic? I don't know how to say in English, but it turned me like false alarm somehow. And anyway, so they also did the penetrate of my spine. They take a hole on my spine and took out some of those liquid out from my spine just to check the for that syphilis to see how long it has been with me. And yeah, and turned out it was not much going on to give me the shot, and then that's the most reason I've been there for more than a week, you know, not for the other reason. So during those time, I wasn't prescribed a bunch of the anesthetic meds. And I was fine until one day after I had an interview with Kevin, not with Kevin, was separately interview me and interview Kevin and Jonathan to get the collateral information. And I thought Kevin and Jonathan there, they were trying to help me get out of hospital as soon as possible, to tell them, oh, they found bad bug and this, that, and you know, like it wasn't my delusion, so it was a mistake from very beginning, after all. So, I don't know where to hold this phone back. So, so from that time, I thought it was okay. I'm going to be discharged soon. But after that meeting, next day, Dr. Locke, he prescribed me some new meds to me. That was new. And they talked to me about the meds, but they didn't tell me about the side effects and anything. They said, oh, today we're going to draw this med for you, blah, blah, blah. You know, I did not ask what that for. I did not ask, I thought it was just, you know, for my mental health, because clearly I had a trauma, and I was confused. I had a burn. You know, I thought really like I did not know. They diagnosed me as delusional psychosis. At that time, I knew that later on from my health record. And anyway, and so after the meeting because I remember what I said to them. Sorry, I remember what I said to Dr. Lau that day. I made a complaint about Kevin's emotional abusive behavior, and I also told Dr. Locke that I suspect Kevin trying to harm my health, it's like murdering me, because I brought up that my concern for my property's safety and my asset, and that you know, like the platonic marriage, that can, you know, if I die, that Kevin will get everything, my two properties, my dog, and you know, all my assets, all my antique, all the artwork I made, all those they're valuable things I made. And you know, even this, I did all this. I made this part of the woodwork I'm doing before now finished over there. Anyway, so I was just the director concern, and Dr. Locke told me that no, Carmen loves you. And I was convinced, and I said, oh, okay, so Carmen is my only family I had in Canada. That you know, I trust Kevin, I trust Johnson. If I don't trust them, who else I can trust? I say something like that, stupidly. Anyway, later on my health record, I learned something was shocking. Kevin was telling them a different story. Instead of helping me get out of the hospital, Kevin made a bunch of false claim, bunch of misinformation, saying that I had been very, very difficult person, and I'm crazy, and he had enough of me in 2017. That's why he moved out from Pandero place. Back then he was my roommate at Pandero, 1160 Pandero place. 5 blocks away from where I'm here now. That place was behind the Strawberry Drug Mart on Davie Street. That was my previous residence. And after I got that place, I was doing renovation all by myself. I created a 4-season job, and doing woodworks and all that, and not even finished that thing until one day there's a developer knock trying to buy that property, by that building. The building was built in 1977, I believe. Anyway, so you know, like I thought that this is not China. If I don't want to sell it, you're not going to force me to sell it. But no, no, we are totally the country here, and if you have to vote, right? Like you go to the board and vote, and if your neighbors like they also vote. If in total more than 80% people vote they want to sell it, and even though you vote they don't want to sell it, you have to follow the majorities. and then so I was forced to sell that place. But that's how I got a little bit buffer the money. I mean, I took my sabbatical break, very reasonable, because there's buffer. So the price they offered was triple times of the price I purchased 5 years earlier. So, and I didn't want to sell it, first of all, okay? They forced me to sell it because I didn't even finish that renovation I was doing, the woodwork. And then, to be honest with you, I prefer that place than this place, because that place is much bigger. My paintings, I can hang my paintings on the wall, and here, they don't have much wall here. Yeah, and the other room, it was, like a corner, and both sides was window, and the Murphy bed, and I prefer stay at that place if I have a choice now. Oh my God, tears. Anyway, so talking about the second mission. So he told them that first mission during the time was discovered later on. Kevin told them that he had enough of me. That's why he moved out. Stop being my roommate. Hey, did he mention about where did he move out to? Did he mention about did he pay the rent where he moved out, that new rental place? He surely didn't tell you guys. The true reality was the year 2017, he found my realtor, Michael, convinced me to buy that leasehold property, my second property. He convinced me to buy that for the investment. And I sold my Beijing's property, so got the money, got that one, and moved in. The date was June 1st, and the day one he got the key. He stayed there himself. I never stayed there from day one, at that time. I stayed there later on after he taken care of me because of burn. But before, that was his residence that I have the ownership, but without signing we didn't sign any legal paper for the rental, because I treat him as family. I request him pay me the rent at $1,300, which was much lower than market price already. It was 18. But he never paid me full rent since day one. He paid me only 700, and I remember day one clearly. He moved me in with some escort, on my tire boys, whatever, Leo list, and so that was some like twisted misinformation that half truth, half not. Yeah, he moved out to a new place. But the new place was also my place. He moved out to my place that he gaslighted me to purchase. And we never signed the contract for the tenancy agreement. So, typically speaking, if I made a complaint then in 2017, I could have kicked him out because there's no agreement and it's my property. But whatever. And he was telling a bunch of bullshit crazy things about me, which I object. And there's no evidence to support whatever he claimed. It's completely just his narrative, trying to portray me as unstable. So that interview dramatically changed Dr. Locke's opinion. That's what I learned from my health record. So therefore, he prescribed me those antipsychotic meds, which I forgot the name, something like a Python, something Sedone. It's for the heavy heroin addict, for those kind of people. They're not me. And after a few days, Dr. Locke saw me in the hallway and asked me to talk to him in the office. And the three of them, there's some other psychiatrists too. They mentioned that I was wearing a T-shirt, I think it was Noventry T-shirt. Basically labeled high fashion and with stain because I'm doing woodwork, we're doing painting. Anyway, so they noticed that my boobs, not chest, popped out. So I started having men boobs. My face became like the moon. I noticed that. I took I have photos I can upload later. I took a photo in a Word. Noticed half of my moon, half of my face looked like a moon. And the gap between my eyebrow and my eye went to bigger. And this eyebrow went to this way, went much like curiosity look. Like they're not the same level. This one was, I couldn't control it. Why? Because the filler was melting. See the gap filler? This part before it was on here. So my nose was, anyway. It's still impacting me my teeth nowadays. That's why I'm losing my teeth. Yeah, it's a permanent filler, which they're medical neglected at the very beginning from burn doctor and onward. Oh, good let it out. So, talk about the second edition. Oh, 30 minutes now. Wrap it up quickly. Make it less than 16, I guess. Okay, so. After I come back home from my daily path, I encountered the bed bug as well. So I made a complaint to doctor. And when asking me if I still have the same bugs, I said yes. That also contributed to them change their discharge decision. So later on, somehow, at the end, after all those gaslighting and I reported my environmental hazard honestly, and also them labeled me as I don't sleep. I was completely just lunatic. I was just agitated all the time. I see bugs everywhere. Those extremist type of the vocabulary. Anyway, so those things have been put into my record without consulting me. As a matter of fact, now only thing I said, asked me if I sleep well or not. Because I told them I sleep very well. Anyway. I did not mention that, I see bugs everywhere. I mean, what do you mean if I see bugs everywhere? What's it look like, see bugs everywhere? Describe it for me. If you can't even describe what I look like, see bugs everywhere, that's a scenario. Well, I put on my chart. I never said that myself. Only Kevin said that. Ask Kevin what I mean, see bugs everywhere. That is extremist. Did he mean that? Every pixel of, the visual abilities of whatever you captured every pixel is all bug. What type of bug? The bug like lava, a bug like eggs, bug like meat, the bug like adult insect with 6 legs. What do you mean by bug? What kind of bug? In Chinese, the bug can mean tiger. Tiger is the bug. In Chinese language, classical Chinese language, 大虫 means tiger. So what's wrong if you see things everywhere? Well, bugs are everywhere. It's a fact. Hey guys, bugs are everywhere, because mice, it's microscopic. A mold, spores, it's airborne. And 95% of fungi we haven't studied. So, which police officer claim there's no bug, that's by one look. There's no bug. Despite the look now, then they say there's no bug. In their definition of delusion, that's by their definition of delusion, okay? Those doctors, they are delusional doctors. Those police officers, law enforcement, they are delusional law enforcement police officer. Okay? Scientifically, whoever says there's no bug, delusional. Scientifically, all right? That's a true fact. Check it yourself. In Chinese language. Anywho, so I'm trying to grab the right of it to try to make it to the second mission, make it short. And I failed because 16 minutes already. So I try to make the next one. All right? Okay, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. Wasting your lifetime patience on me. I should pay you. Really. Thank you. Sincerely. Until next one. Without further ado.